Hello, my name is Sarah Rani. I am 12 years old and in 6th grade. This is my 7th year in 4-H and my 7th public presentation. I am in the Precious Pollinators 4-H Club and the Hands to Heart 4-H Club. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how to make a healing salve and talking about the ingredients that go into it. What is a salve? A salve is an ointment placed on skin to protect it or to promote healing. There are all kinds of different salves. There are salves for animals and salves for people, and there are drawing salves, which if you have a splinter in your hand and it's really deep in the skin, then you can put the salve on the place where it went in and it will draw it to the surface. There are also muscle salves for sore muscles and many others. Typically a salve is made by combining some kind of wax and some kind of oil in a ratio of 1 to 4. My salve is made from herb-infused olive oil and beeswax. It is used for skin irritations and just protecting skin. The first, herb-infused oil. The first decision on making oil is deciding what kind of herbs to use. Today I'm going to use plantain leaves, the herb, not the fruit, and calendula flowers. Plantain leaves have soothes the skin and has drawing properties. The calendula flower, here, this is plantain and this is calendula flower. Calendula flower is anti-inflammatory and antiseptic. It is important to use dried herbs. This is because fresh herbs have lots of water in them, and the dried herbs do not. When infusing fresh herbs, there might be too much moisture in the leaves and flowers, and when it gets into oil, it will cause bacteria to grow. The safest way is to use freshly picked and then dried herbs. Only use herbs that have a strong smell and a bright color. When herbs are infused, that is when the medicinal properties transfer into the oil. There are 2 ways to infuse the herbs into the oil, and both of them, they have to be heated. So the first one is in the summer. You can put the mixture of herbs and oil. This is the herbs in the oil. And put the jar out in the sun, and that will take 3 to 4 weeks to have the properties go into the oil. And any time of year, you can put the jar in a crock pot with some water around the bottle and put it on low, and that takes 3 to 4 hours. I'm going to talk about wax right now. I use beeswax in my salve. If you purchase wax, you will want to buy it from a local beekeeper. It is one way to protect bees and another way to support the beekeepers. Another reason is you can be sure of the quality of the wax that you are getting. You will need to grate the wax if you buy it from them because it usually comes in ounce cubes like this. If you do buy it from online, then they usually come in little pellets and you don't have to grate them. The worker bee makes wax in the summer by processing honey through special glands. Then they form it into hexagon-shaped cells. In a beekeeper's hive, the bees usually build comb on a frame like this. This is wax without any honey in it. And they also build some wax on the end. So the beeswax is typically harvested when the honey is harvested. Wax caps are cut off the cone before the honey is spun out. So these are wax cappings mixed with honey and propolis, which is another product that the bees make. This will need to be strained several times before it is usable. Making the salve. So right now, my oil is keep going. The first step in making salve is you need to make sure that you have all your ingredients and equipment ready. So you need 1/4 cup of herb-infused oil, which is already in the pot, and 1/2 ounce of grated beeswax, which is right here. Once it is grated, it looks like a lot more than it actually is. A hot pad or stove, you will need, right now I'm using a spatula, because that's fine, sterilized tins or jars, a pot, and I think that's it. So it's heating up right now, and I'm going to see, I think it's hot enough to put the beeswax in. It is. So I'm just gonna dump this in there. That seems like a lot, but so we're gonna wait for it to melt, and you will have to wait for it to cool down before you use it, because it will be liquid when it's in the jars. This isn't liquid, this is already made wax, and it is all to room temperature, so it's much more solid. So we're just waiting for this to dissolve. Should be done soon. You can also put essential oils in the oil, and it will give up smells, and also lavender and other essential oils also have properties. Like lavender can be used for headaches or bug bites, and that is one of the main reasons that we use lavender in our house. So it's almost finished. Okay, so it is all dissolved now. And you have my pot holder so you don't burn yourselves. And I have a little thing under the jars, and I'm just gonna pour this in. So we're gonna wait for that to harden before we use it. And in conclusion, I hope you enjoyed learning about beeswax and herb-infused oil and how you can combine them to make a healing salve. Thank you. Are there any questions?